Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and servus again from Munich. It's almost 11 p.m. here right now. Still have some work to do today due to, finals. But after a day spent in the library studying the fascinating subject of control theory, I just felt like making another quick video. And in this video I wanted to give you a closer look at my Catasetinae type orchids. This should be quick because I only have two, but I thought, well, I'd introduce them to you in a bit more detail. So let's start with this big one here. Yeah, camera won't focus in this artificial light, but oh well. This is Catasetum incurvum by 10 Dragon's Night Wasp. And I made the effort and actually looked up the parentage of this plant, which is obviously Catasetum incurvum as the seed parent of this one. The pollen parent, 10 Dragon's Night Wasp, is a cross between Dragon's Teeth and Catasetum tenebrosum. And Catasetum Dragon's Teeth is a cross between Catasetum saccatum and Catasetum fimbriatum. And I was very pleased to discover that Catasetum Dragon's Teeth is actually a hybrid from Fred Clark. Now, who is Fred Clark? He's probably one of the best hybridizers when it comes to Catasetums in the whole world. He runs the famous nursery of Sunset Valley Orchids in California. And it's a shame that in Europe we almost have no chance to get our hands on to some of his hybrids. Because ordering from the US with all that bureaucracy, it's ridiculous. I surely can't afford it, and I think few others can. But oh well, let's get back to the plant. It's growing like crazy. It's very, very vigorous and healthy. Very, very pleased with that. That is the bulb that I got it with, and this is the bulb it grew during the last growing season over the last summer. And this one here, as I mentioned before, just started in November, which is not quite playing by the rules, but as I said, as long as it's growing nicely and pushes on, I don't care too much about that. And this here is a flower spike. Now, I can see that this won't focus probably on that, so you have to take my words for it. So at the tip there are already some buds forming, and there are some red stripings and markings. So this will be interesting, how these blooms will look like. By the way, I included some links in the description if you want to see all the male blooms of the parent plants and grandparent plants, so to speak, of this one. Yeah, why do I say male blooms? For those who don't know, Catasetums tend to have only one sex per bloom, opposed to other orchids whose blooms combine both sexes. So, but it's not up to genetics, it's actually due to the environment the plant is growing in. The more optimal the conditions, the more likely it is to get female blooms. But actually growers don't really want female blooms because they are green and quite uniform. The fancy and showy ones are actually the male blooms. And this will be male blooms. I can see that from the pointy shape and the color that slowly starts to form on that. So yeah, this should be very interesting. But it will still take some time, unfortunately. And as for this mechanics with the sex of the blooms, I don't think that this applies to all Catasetinae type orchids, especially not hybrids, because I'm quite sure that with Signoris Wine Delight, which is this here, it doesn't work that way. So there are no female or male wine delight blooms. I actually never heard of it. But I could be wrong. No, just human and yeah. Speaking of Cygnodus wine delight, as you can see, this had a visit to the hairdressers. I cut the leaves off to force it into dormancy. But yeah, psych, of course, it decided that winter is over and it's time to start a new growth. Which is actually quite nice. And further up the bulb, you can maybe I will include a picture there you can see it better. This here should be a very, very belated flower spike. It actually tried to bloom last December, but the nubbin just dried up and yeah, no blooms for me. But there's still hope. Maybe I will get my wine delight blooms after all. Which would be cool because the color is really, really deep wine red and they are supposed to be pleasantly fragrant too. And yeah, I dropped it, so it's quite loose in the pot. But this gives us a chance to look at its root system. Those are, of course, a bit dry because this plant hasn't seen water in weeks and ages. But I think most of these roots are still viable and can take up some water, so I'm strongly disagreeing on the subject of cutting off the old roots of Catasetums. Because even if they aren't as efficient as some new roots, they still can give this plant this kickstart when it comes into growth, so that it will develop nicely. Otherwise, the plant basically has to wait until the new roots are mature enough to take up water. And I don't think that is... I don't do it. But that's just me. Other people grow their Catasetums very successfully and cut the roots off, so yeah, that's just how I roll. And by the way, if you want to know more about Catasetum culture, I strongly recommend that you check out Holy City Orchids. This channel is run by Brittany Lowry, who is like Catasetum queen. She has a vast knowledge about this crazy genus. She has given speeches, and I think she either already is an AOS judge or she's working on it. So yeah, check out her channel. It's really, really worth it. And yeah, this can go back in its pot. I will repot it soon, as soon as this growth is a bit bigger. So then maybe it stops tipping over. It's really getting annoying. Yeah. So that is basically it as far as my Catasetums are concerned. But you can see there are some other plants lurking. Now, what's about the Cedarias again? Yeah, I just wanted to show you that this little thing here is taking off at a rate of knots. You can see this is a flower spike that is growing very, very fast. There's a new root and a new leaf. So, yay, it's spring. Those longer day lengths really make a difference. We are now past the magic 11-hour mark, and the plants immediately respond. Everything is just growing here like crazy. Before I look twice, I'm living in a jungle, who knows? Yeah, this. And very, very good news. This here, don't know if you can see it, this also grows a flower spike, and I'm so delighted by that. It really cheered me up, because, you know, right now it's not the best of times, all those finals, and I have some other life stuff. It has been quite a downward spiral over the last few weeks, and yeah, not very pleasant. But summer is around the corner, and there will be better times. So, yeah, more Sedirea blooms, having them longer around. What can be better? And finally, this is my Paphiopedilum delenati. Ugh, this doesn't focus either. Maybe here you can see it. Yeah, this bud is starting to open. And I'm highly excited because what I didn't mention yet so far is that Paphiopedilum delenati actually is one of the few paths that is fragrant. So nice white pink blooms and fragrant too works for me. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. Now, before I go back to studying, I actually have a final question for all the orchid people out there. This Bialara here has a little problem. I think these black spots on the leaves are a fungal infection. So this needs a spray with a fungicide. And I'm a bit of a loss as to which fungicide I should choose in terms of which active substance should be in it, so this stuff here gets killed. Any tips are very welcome, any advice. And yeah, it should be a systemic, it should basically kill everything fungusy. And yeah, because I want this to go back on the table, back to its orchid friends. And hopefully it will show me those nice, lousy, old-fashioned Odontoglossum style blooms. I will also put a link to a photo in the description. Really nice. Very looking forward to see this in bloom. Because apart from those black spots, you can see the new growth is coming on very nicely. It has grown some reasonable roots. So yeah, as soon as the fungus is dealt with, this should be good. So, even it's well past bedtime, as I said, still have some work to do. So, yeah. Hope you like this little update. And thank you very much for watching. Have a nice week, and maybe see you next time. Bye bye.